Welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the introduction of components and different types of components in React.js. Now, in this video, we are going to print Hello World using the class component. So, let's open Visual Studio Code. Here you can see the Visual Studio Code is open. So, in this Hello World React application only, we are going to create the Hello World using the class component. So, click on this source folder. After clicking on this source folder, right click on this and create a new file with name cc.js. Here the cc stands for class component. So in this only we are going to write the hello world program using the class component. First we need to import the statements. Import React. After React, we have to import the component which has to be placed in curly braces. Component from React. Here the React is placed in the single colons. That's it. This is the import statement. After importing the React and component, we need to write the class. Here the class name is cc, which is called as class component. Extends react dot component. So in the class component we have a method called render. In the previous lecture only I have discussed about the render method in class components. In this rendered method only, we have to return the HTML content. Return h1. 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 In this h1 we have to return the hello world. Hello world using class component. Yes, that's it. So as of now we have created the class component. We have imported the React and component. Here the C is capital. By mistake I have placed the small c. So in the component the C is must be capital only. After that we have to create the class with any name which extends the React.component. In that React.component we have to write the render method which is used to return the HTML content. So this is up to creating the class component. After creating the class component, we have to export it because the child component must be placed in the app.js component. So to use this child component in the app.js component, we have to export it from the cc.js and we have to use that in app.js. So that's why we need to export this cc.js component. Export, we have to write the default cc. That's it. Here we have exported this default cc component, means class component. Now we need to import this cc in app.js component. Here we have to write the import statement. Import cc from, in the colons we have to write the file path, means where that file is present. So that file is present in the here cc. That's it. After importing the statement, we have to place the component in root, means we have to place that component in the app.js. To place any other component in the app.js component, we have to use the less than symbol component name. Here the component name is cc / greater than symbol. That's it. The program is completed. I am entering Ctrl S. So our program is completed. Now we need to run the program. So to run React application, we have to write npm start in command prompt. So open terminal. Now we need to move into this, navigate to the hello world folder. cd hello world. Now we are in the hello world program. Now we need to run it. npm start, press enter. It will start execution. Here you can see there is something error in the cc.js component. Cannot find file index.js does not match the following corresponding name on disk. So there is something error in this cc.js file. So click on the cc.js, import React component from React. So here we need to write the React in small letters. So that's why it is raising error. So the React library must be in the small letters only. So now press Ctrl S. So here you can see the application executed successfully. Now open Google Chrome and execute the localhost 3000. In this we have to write the localhost port number 3000 and press enter. Here you can see hello world. This is from app.js component, and in the bottom we can see that hello world using the class component. So now we have printed the hello world using the class component. Let's go back to the Visual Studio Code. Here once again I will explain the code. First we have imported the React and component from the React library. After importing the React and component, we have to create the class name. First class followed by the class name, which extends the react.component. So this react.component is having a method called render, which is used for the returning HTML content. In that render method, we have to return the HTML content. Suppose if you want to return more than one HTML tag, we have to use the div. Because if you use one more HTML tag, it will raise the error. H1 hi. So I will enter Ctrl S. Here you can see it will raise error. You can see here we cannot return more than one HTML tag. Adjacent JSX element must be wrapped in the enclosing tag. So suppose if you want to return more than one HTML tag, we need to use the div tag. We just need to copy these two H1 tags and we need to return the div. In the div we can write the two HTML tags. So here you can see there is no error. If you execute this, you can see the output hello world using class component, and we have the second H1 tag with the text hi. So after the render method, we have to close the render and we have to close the class. After closing this class, we have to export it because this is the external component, means which is not a app.js component. We have to place this component in the app.js component. That's why we need to export it using the export default followed by the statement, means class name. Here the class name is cc. So that's why I wrote cc. After exporting this from the cc, we need to import that in app.js using the import cc from the cc. So after importing, we need to write the component in div, means we have to place the component in app.js component. So to place any other component in app.js component, we have to write the less than tag, component name / open tag, means close greater tag. That's it. Thank you. See you in the next class.